Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Beam Therapeutics. You know, the kind of company that makes you think, are they curing diseases or writing science fiction? Let's see if their financials are as groundbreaking as their gene editing tech sounds. Alright, first up, we're looking at Beam Therapeutics' financial results for the last quarter of 2024. This is where we find out if all the buzz about their gene editing work is actually translating into dollars and cents. This section is basically Beam telling everyone how their business has been doing. It looks like they put out a press release about it. Companies will often make a press release so they can try to get in front of the news and frame it in their own words, so let's see how that aligns with the numbers. Now, there's also a legal disclaimer here saying this information isn't officially filed. Basically, they're saying, hey, this is just for informational purposes, don't sue us if something changes later. Let's check out that press release. Okay, here's the official press release about Beam's financials from February 25th, 2025. These press releases can sometimes seem a bit salesy, so we will try to ignore the PR spin. The title makes it clear what we're about to dive into. I wonder if that headline is accurate. Here we go, the CEO speaking about how transformational last year was. Companies will almost always try to tell a success story. Okay, the first big number, Beam has $1.1 billion in cash equivalents, and short-term investments. That's a slight dip from the year before when they had $1.2 billion. In simple words, they had a little less cash in the bank this year compared to last year. For a biotech company that is burning cash to do research and development, a large reserve of cash is very important since it gives them a long runway. Next up, research and development spending, $116 million for the quarter, up from $96.9 million in the same quarter the year before. That's a pretty significant increase. This tells us they're investing heavily in their technology and research. You've got to spend money to make money, as they say, but spending all that cash will eventually catch up to you. Now let's look at general and administrative expenses. These are the costs of running the company day to day. $26.1 million for the quarter compared to $23.7 million the year before. Not a huge jump, but still trending upwards. As companies scale, they can be prone to increased bureaucracy, and this figure suggests that they may be experiencing it. And here's the bottom line. A net loss of $125.1 million for the quarter, or $1.66 per share. That's worse than the $105.1 million loss, or $1.53 per share from the year before. So they're losing more money than they were last year. These are often the figures that matter the most. They had slightly less cash, increased R&D and admin spending, and ultimately lost more money. This paints a clearer picture of the direction of the company. Now let's look at the future. Will they be investing more or less? Will they be partnering with other companies? Companies will often give an estimate about what's to come in the future, but it's important to know that they are just estimates. Okay, Beam is saying they have enough cash to keep operating into the second half of 2027. That gives them a couple of years to try and turn things around or find new sources of funding. For biotech companies, being able to stay afloat for longer is paramount. Alright, that covers the financial highlights. Now we move on to the boring legal mumbo-jumbo. And finally, the signature. It seems this document was signed by the CEO as expected. Now let's zoom out and put all of this into perspective. Beam Therapeutics is in a high-risk, high-reward field. Gene editing is cutting edge, and if they succeed, the payoff could be huge. But it's also incredibly expensive and comes with a lot of uncertainty. Their increased spending on research and development shows they're serious about pushing their technology forward, but it's also contributing to those growing losses. The fact that they have enough cash to last until the second half of 2027 is reassuring. It gives them time to hit some major milestones, partner with other companies, or secure additional funding. But they'll need to show some progress in turning their research into tangible results to keep investors happy. One of the biggest risks for Beam is the competition. The gene editing space is getting crowded, and there are other companies out there with similar goals. They'll need to differentiate themselves and prove that their technology is superior to stand out from the pack. Ultimately, Beam Therapeutics is a bet on the future of gene editing. If they can deliver on their promises, they could revolutionize medicine. But it's a long and challenging road ahead, and there are no guarantees of success. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like, comment, and subscribe.